Hi everyone, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi Amit, good morning. How are you?
I am fine. What about you, ma'am?
I'm quite well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am.
Good morning to everyone who's joined via chat. I can see quite a few of you have joined. Good morning. Amit, we'll just wait for the rest of the learners to join in.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, yesterday you didn't give class, ma'am.
Yeah, yesterday I couldn't actually conduct a class because there was some issue on the app itself. Till around 10:30, I think 10:40, there was some issue. It started in the morning, I think. So the link wasn't working. I waited. I was there. I was waiting till I waited till like 10:30 or so. Then after 10:30, it got resolved. But then there was barely any time. That what will we do in 20 minutes? So that's why we couldn't take the class. After it got sorted. So I think the 11 a.m. class must have been there. Must have been conducted.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I was also hoping. I thought it will get sorted out quickly, but it took a little time. Some server issue, I think. That's what I was told.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, today I have two webinars, this one at 10 a.m. and one at 3 p.m. also in the afternoon. So we can make up for our lost time. So Amit, since you're anyways we're talking, do you have any ideas for what conversation practice we can do today, or have like a debate like the last class? Any topic ideas from you?
Yesterday, ma'am, I joined another class. We discuss on shopping topic.
Shopping. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The topic of shopping. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Like what
Like
kind of shopping?
clothes shopping for a birthday party or for a wedding anniversary.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, ma'am.
What
Good
the
morning,
others
ma'am.
have got to say. Yeah, hi Abhay. Hi Bhupinder, Karthik. Good morning. Abhay, how are you?
Yes, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm quite fine, Abhay. Thank you. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. I am good, ma'am.
Great.
Everything good, ma'am.
That's nice. Hi Karthik. Hi Bhupinder. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. All right, cool. So I was just asking Amit if he has any ideas for a conversation or a debate. Of course, Amit and Karthik, you all had given me some topics earlier also, right? I think 1 or 2 days ago. We can try to do something from there as well. Let me see.
Like working in India or working abroad.
Yeah, correct. I think you had only given me the topic, no, Karthik?
Yeah.
Correct. I was also looking at it here. I have the list. We can do that, working in India versus working abroad. All right, cool. We can try doing that. Just give me 1 minute. I'll project my screen. So which is better? A conversation or a debate discussion on that? Super. Give me a minute.
Like a one-on-one debate is fine, no, ma'am.
Yeah, let's see. Let the others join in. Working versus working in India. Okay. When you say one-on-one debate, you mean to say like two people debate about it, right?
Yeah.
Two learners debate about it. Cool. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so is working abroad better than working in India, or not even India, wherever you are? Is working abroad better? You can even look at it like that. If someone from, I think all of you all are from here only anyway. So yeah, is working abroad better than working in India then? So who says yes, working abroad is better? Amit, what do you say, for or against?
For, ma'am.
Okay, so abroad is better, Amit. Okay.
No, abroad is not, ma'am. Against.
So you're against, okay?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm also against.
Bhupinder is against. Abhay, what do you have to say? Abroad or in India? Abhay is not responding. Can't hear you, Abhay. Hello? I think he's having a little bit of a network issue. Karthik, what
Abroad,
about-
ma'am.
abroad is better. Okay. Okay. Karthik?
Yes, ma'am, abroad.
Actually, I'm okay with two, but as there are less people for, I'll go with for.
You have a cold or what today?
No, ma'am. Actually,
You just woke up. Okay, okay.
I'm using earphone.
Okay, cool. Reena, what about you?
Against, ma'am.
Working again.
Is
Acha,
my
theek
voice
hai.
better now, ma'am? Is
Yeah,
my voice
it's
better now?
better but a little lower. Shailu.
Okay.
Yes, Karthik. Sorry.
Is it better?
Hello.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Hello.
Shailendra, is that?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I have logging through my Gmail ID.
Acha,
That's
theek
why
hai.
it is showing Shelly.
Okay, let me. Is that your nickname, like your friend call you that?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, ma'am, I left my mobile at home today.
ठीक है.
So I have joined using desktop.
अच्छा, ठीक है. So, what are you for or again?
Is working abroad better than working in India? Ma'am, okay, ma'am, write it in for
For the sake
because
of
yeah, to make a balance.
Yes. Thank you. Shailendra, and then who do we have? Sudhir. What about you?
Ma'am, I'll go down, ma'am. Against.
अच्छा, ठीक है. Okay. Sudhir. Again. Sudhir is also against. ठीक है. And for. Is that saying for? ठीक है. Okay. Cool. So I doubt we can do it like on a one-on-one thing. Let us do it group wise, like whoever can come up with the points. If we have more learners, depending on where they are, whichever bucket they want to join, we can carry on. So, Abhay, is your network working? Can you try to say something, please, Abhay? Okay, let's start with Shailendra from that group. Since you said
Okay.
you for.
Ma'am, I have read so many articles, and there I have got some information related to working in abroad, and I have seen that the work ethics are very important in work ethics are very important abroad, and there is even the companies, they think about their employees, they think about their personal life also, and there I have read that in France there is a law that a boss or any staff of a company cannot call their employees after working hours. So this is a very good initiative, because we have seen that a clear demarcation of work and personal life is good for the employee, and if you give them a balanced life, employee can be able to achieve good productivity. So for me, it is a very good initiative, and even I want these type of laws in India, because so many my friends have told me that in their company there is no such thing like a work life balance. They are supposed to work even in night and anytime, and nowadays this working from home has diminished this work life balance. Now employees are supposed to work, and employees are supposed to be available 24/7. So, ma'am, that is from my side.
Great. All right. Thanks, Shailendra. So Shailendra is saying that he's talking about the work-life balance perspective, the work ethics from that angle. So does anyone from this group want to give their rebuttal? Bhupinder, Amit, Reena, Karthik, Sudhir, anybody from here?
I can
Or do
speak
you
on
want to say?
another point. Like,
Okay, before you go ahead with another point, let's just see if anyone else can give us a rebuttal based on what he said, talking about work-life balance. Yes, Amit, Bhupinder, Reena, Karthik, Sudhir. Okay, fine. Karthik, go ahead then.
okay. Work-life balance is a very good point. But one more point we should understand is, for any country's development, the important point is tax. So, if we are working abroad, the taxes we pay go to go to that government. So, the taxes um, are used for the development of that country. But if we work in our own country, we pay taxes to our government, and that taxes are used for the development of our own country. So we should be grateful to our country. This is one of the greatest or smallest things I think we can do for the welfare of our own country, like working here and paying taxes here. If all the intellectual people, and also one thing is intellectual property, like if all the intellectual people in any country prefer to earn more, then what about their country? They need to, for example, if they are in need of any building or constructing any building, they need to hire the same person, like who went abroad from that country. So it is kind of cheating uh, to their motherland. So
All right.
yeah,
Mhm.
they need to give intellectual ideas or the taxes to their own country.
Okay. So you're talking about the fact that when you work abroad, you end up paying taxes to that particular government, and in turn, you are favoring the welfare of that particular country.
Even we use our intelligence for the that country's development.
All
Yeah.
right. Cool. Before we go ahead, thanks, Karthik. Before we go ahead, Manju and Komal, which bucket do you want to fall in? Manju, are you for or against?
Yes, good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Yes, ma'am, I will go for abroad.
Working abroad is better. Okay. And Komal, what about you? Where should we put you? Komal? Okay, she's not responding. Okay. Whenever she wants, she can tell us. Yes, Bhupinder, you want to share something?
Yes, sure, definitely. The reason of against working in abroad, uh, these are in abroad. There is no security of our, because of there is no any culture. There is no security of our. Okay, because of it means their people, it's a different culture, and me and our Indian people are different culture. So we never think कि under our mindset and their people mindset is same. No, their people mindset different and our mindset are different. This is the reason. Also culture not matching, our Indian culture and the abroad culture, culture different. even in India, every month and after 2 months, we celebrate a festival, any function, it means festival. But in abroad, I don't think so. It means many. I don't think so. Many festival celebrate in abroad. Few are like Christmas and Thanksgiving Day. Like this festival celebrate in abroad. But India, everyone we celebrate.
Okay.
And
All
this is
right.
also reason. This is all. This is the personal growth. This is a personal way. And about India growth, if I if our people, our India people go abroad on the amount, invest their amount in abroad, then there is no contribution in India growth. If we do our job, we earn the amount in India and invest our amount in India, it means India will become strong. This is also reason why should we go abroad and strong their economic rather than our India. We should support of India, earn the money, invest our amount in India, so that our people, our future, it means will become it means prospers, and also and prosper life. And in abroad our life is only our life, office to home. Okay, we never share our feelings with in other abroad people. But India, after the office, we can meet our we can go in our relative, sharing our feelings, and also gain lots of thing to be happen and to be done in India rather than abroad. So that's the reason I prefer India rather than abroad.
All right.
In terms of study and training, it's good. If we can go abroad for training and study purpose, it's a good. But we get back and start our career in India for growing India.
All right, cool. Thanks, Bhupinder. Just one thing, remember, when you're talking about, when you're using the word abroad, I said this before also, don't use the word in. So when we work abroad, not in abroad,
Okay.
when we work abroad or when we work overseas, या फिर जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, in abroad ऐसे ऐसे होता है. So you don't say in abroad, you say this is what happens abroad, or it is like this abroad. Okay, it's a different culture. We can have a better future. We can have a prosperous life. We can lead a prosperous life. All right, good points, Bhupinder. You made many points, many different points.
Even my company is also offered me to be it mean to be
Go abroad.
for sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Even my company offered me to offer me work in Canada and settle over there. I went only for training purpose in Canada, but never try and never it mean forced to my company to be settled in Canada. I always prefer my India.
All right, super. Thanks, Bhupinder. All right, Shailendra, you've raised your hand
Yes, ma'am.
again.
Ma'am, I am ready. Ma'am.
1 minute. I don't know why the voices are echoing today.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Shailendra, let Abhay go ahead with this point, and then you can go ahead.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Abhay, go ahead. Yes, tell us.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I think, ma'am, people these days, people getting a higher education, and our society is also developed, getting developed, and people of India, and especially a student getting a higher education, for taking higher education, go in abroad, not abroad, all over the world. For most of a student, Indian student, for going abroad for a higher education,
Yeah.
So these days, economical situation and economical need. So I am free doing job anywhere in the world, no problem. If I getting for higher education in abroad, so what a problem doing the job in abroad. So I am free to anywhere doing the job in India and abroad also. This is the my own expectation and my own wishes. So not problem anywhere doing the job. Or ma'am, a comparison to India, if I work in the abroad, then I getting a handsome salary, getting a good, and I earn a lot of money comparison to our country, because in abroad my salary from my salary not deduct the any type of taxes. So if in India I work in 5 years and if I work in the abroad 5 years, then I completed 10 years of the India. If I work in the abroad 5 years and in India I work 10 years is the equivalent. So these days people think, why not I work in the abroad? So abroad is the better than India these days, ma'am.
All right.
Because these days everybody has need money. So I think abroad is a very good, ma'am.
Right. Right. So you're saying from the financial side of it, the financial aspect, you're saying that, financially it's more viable to work abroad.
Yes.
Yeah, in certain countries they don't deduct tax, but for example, in the Western countries, tax is still deducted, right? I think maybe you're talking about places like the Middle East and stuff. There, some of I think the salaries are tax free, if I'm not mistaken. But in certain countries, like for example in Australia, they deduct such high taxes. Australia, I've heard.
Ma'am,
The
yes, ma'am.
salary itself is higher. That's there.
Ma'am, even though salary is very high in the Australia comparison to India.
Right. Fair enough. Thank you, Abhay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Shailendra, go ahead and then let Amit go after that.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, I want to counter this point that when we work abroad, we don't participate in the development of our country. Instead of this, ma'am, when we work abroad, we send remittance to our country, and this remittance is not in the form of rupees. This remittance is in the form of dollars, and these dollars increase our forex reserve, and this forex reserve help us to import the essential goods from outside, from different countries. We have seen the situation in Sri Lanka. There is no forex reserve, and now they are asking for money for dollar from IF and other countries. So, ma'am, when we work outside, we send remittance. Kerala is the state which get highest remittance in form of dollars. So, ma'am, working abroad does not mean that I am not contributing in the development of our country.
All right, superb. That's a good point, Shailendra. Thank you. Amit, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think in our country we can another topic, ma'am. No against about
Different point.
Shailendra's topic.
Yeah.
a different point. So, ma'am, we can enjoy in our country with our family, and many people live live overseas without family, and our country's culture is good, so is nice. So we can celebrate all festival different type, and in our country, ma'am, like in abroad, ma'am, like COVID pandemic time, many people फंस गए थे. कैसे बोलेंगे हम फंस गए थे?
They were stuck or they were helpless.
They were stuck in overseas, and nowadays also war between Ukraine and Russia. So many people in our countries, many people stuck in Ukraine. So working in our country is best.
Right. So I think what you're trying to say that at times if there is a situation, some kind of a situation, like a war situation, for example, it may not be very easy for a person to come back to their country. So they could be stranded or stuck abroad. Like the example of Ukraine that what you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
I think most of us would have seen videos of especially the students who are studying, the medical students who are studying, that they were actually stranded and they had to really wait for help. Yeah, that could also be a point. Yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
So you can also use the word stranded. जब हम किसी ऐसे सिचुएशन में फंस जाते हैं, हमें हेल्प के लिए हमें वेट करना पड़ता है, हम कुछ कर नहीं पाते. So like those students who were waiting for help, we should say that they were stranded.
Yes.
They just had to fend for themselves. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Amit.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Sudhir, what do you want to say? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I think serving our own nation is always better than working abroad, because if we work in our own country, we help to grow the economy of that our own nation. That is the one thing that that is the one benefit if we work in our own nation. Second thing, a lot of people who have got talent, they work in abroad. That is called brain drain. And that brain drain affects the nation's economy negatively. That is the one thing. That is the one negative point that working abroad. Second thing is sacrifice. If you choose to work abroad, we have to sacrifice multiple things. That is, we have to stay away from our family and our friends, relatives. That the things we miss working abroad. And actually, I want to debate on the point that work-life balance in our that is lacking point in our nation. But we have some organization that conducts the GPTW survey. That is the Great Place to Work, and that survey is conducted across all the big organizations in our country. So though all the organizations try to be top in those surveys. So in this way, the employees are benefited indirectly if the companies try to be in top in that survey. So, and second thing, if we are working abroad, we are earning in dollars, and we have to spend in dollars also. So the compensation remains the same working in abroad or in working our country.
All right.
That's the thing, ma'am. That's all.
Great points, Sudhir. Very nice. Different points. I think this opens up the conversation for people to put across their points as well. Specifically when you said that we stay away from our family, when we are working abroad. So I would like someone to tell us what could be the advantage of that. Someone who has not spoken till now. For example, Isha or Manju, Reena. Any one of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I would like to.
Okay, let's have Reena speak first and then Isha after that. Reena, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I think abroad, we should go abroad for only study, not for settlement. Because I feel that, but when any competition organized by inter school, and if you want to go any school, then that place I feel that they don't want to give yes, especially means some support. Yes, support. Yes, because yeah, if you are eligible you can do. And if you study in same school, if you are work in India, some people want to give you support, and you in if you are talented, then you can increase your post and each and everything. But I feel that some people believe that this is my country, so don't work hard, don't need to work hard. But I feel that people when to go to abroad, then they do something in very efficient manner, and they work they have do hard work. And it is yes, definitely, if they do hard work in India, definitely they will get good salary and good things. And according to my opinion, salary is not so much than India. Because yes, if you uh, want to do saving, then you can do in India also. But it means uh, other country give good salary, but all things available in that country, the prices is so high. It means you can if you want to live in comfortable, then you can't save any money. It means yes, if you want to save money, if you live in a small house, you don't use it properly, like if don't try to live in good life, then you can save money. And it can also in India. That's all, ma'am.
All right.
And one thing also notice, I think in India, your relatives, in your child can read in good school and good, and in even if your family is falling ill, they can you can free you can and affordable you can uh, it, it means treatment should be available for your relatives. But in a different state, it is very costly, and some people can't afford it, and they want to come in India. And some problem is also when some problem occur in that country, they want to come in India, and that is a big issue nowadays. Some example is also there. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So many points, Reena, you've mentioned that there could be a lack of support when you're abroad. It's quite expensive. There are many expenses also involved when you're staying abroad, right? You have to pay for your rent, for
Yeah.
your transport, for everything possible.
Yeah.
You need to manage your expenses.
Yes.
Super.
Yes, ma'am. Sometime I heard about some people live in hotel only. It means not for rent, because they have to pay 2 month, 2 years, and 3 year contact basis. And they want to live only 6 months. They afford only live in. It means they live in a hotel, and that time say that it is so easier. It means rent is so costly than hotel.
Right.
So it is, I think, a tough life, I think, in abroad. But
Hmm.
yes, we should go abroad for a study and other things, training.
Right. Right. All right, Reena. Thank you.
Yeah.
Isha, go ahead. What is your
Excuse me,
point?
ma'am.
Yeah, Bhai.
Ma'am, can I contribute some point, ma'am?
Okay, just go ahead and make one or two
Uh,
points, and then Isha has to speak because she didn't get a chance.
okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
Hmm.
many department of Indian government send to employee working in abroad, ma'am. And a lot of IT people working in abroad. So not people spread the knowledge for working in abroad, yeah, anywhere of the world, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Cool, Abhay. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Yes,
Yes,
Isha.
ma'am.
am I audible? Am I audible?
You're audible. There is some background. Tell me. Go ahead. Try to speak.
Ma'am, I just want to tell you benefit of working abroad. Whenever
Hmm.
we work in abroad, two types of people can work in abroad. Especially first one is talented, and second one is rich people. And talented people, there are so many good persons working in Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Gmail because of their talent. They don't want to settle their purpose was not to settle in the abroad. They cleared the exams, they cleared the interview. So this is the way they got their job. So it's very every people don't get a chance to work in abroad because it's very difficult. Only literate people can survive in the abroad, especially. But ma'am, when you get a more 5 times more salary than India, you can do one thing. You just earn money and deposit all the money in the bank, and then after some time you can come back to the India and start your own business. So this way you can also our growth of the uh, country also increases. So I believe that working abroad is a good way to earn money. And especially I already mentioned every people not get a chance to work in abroad. And ma'am, like ma'am, in NASA there are more than 60% of the scientists are Indian. So their agenda was not to work in the abroad. Their agenda was to learn something. If you have to learn something, you have to leave your country. Just like in village, people comes from village to city to learn and to do job. So this is also the same way. I would love to go there to learn something, new skills, because India is a developed country and all these countries are already developed. I'm done, ma'am.
Super, Isha. Very nice. Very good point. And I could hear you properly as well. So that's good. So you're saying people at times, I mean, people, their talent can get recognized. So based on
Yes,
their
ma'am.
talent, if they get an opportunity, why should they
In
stop?
India, ma'am, you are completed your master degree, PhD, but you don't get a good salary. It's very because of lack of opportunity, and we have a lot of population. So government cannot fulfill everyone's requirement. So people loves to migrate other country. It's not a bad idea.
All right, Isha. Good point. Thank you, Isha. Yes.
Ma'am,
Well,
can I raise 2 points more?
Go ahead, Bhupinder. Yes.
So even our Prime Minister raised this concern and requesting to all talented people to come back India and invest their money and help. It means help to in growing in our India. This is our Prime Minister request for all talented people. This is the one thing. And about another thing, these days in India is also a lot of company which are offering good salary, and with good salary and perks, uh, and even those company are it means sending their employee for training abroad. And after through 2 or 3 months company after training, then employee get back in India and start their working in India, and earn much amount. So why should we go abroad?
All right. Cool. That's the point. Yes.
And
Yes, Reena, you want to say
yes,
something?
I have a one point also, ma'am. Actually, sometime I think that I saw that all people live in fear because, and yes, even some people live in abroad. They want to attend your relative marriage, but they don't come because of fear and say, yes, if my company don't company doesn't give,
Doesn't
will
take
not
me
give.
back.
yeah,
Even,
salary, and I can't afford fare because yes, one time after the training, after the job, if my company will give fare, I will definitely come. But sometimes they can't afford the fare at a time, and they couldn't attend family members' marriages also. It is a very big thing, according to my opinion. Yes, ma'am.
ma'am,
Okay.
even on this session, I would like share and even one incident which happened with my friend. He is right now in Australia. I think 6 and 7 years ago, uh, he shared with me his thought and his environment in Australia. He said me in Australia people. Make a it mean actually people uh, make a discriminate. It means they are raising in voice against India and saying god get back to India, get back to India. If you if you check out on YouTube about 7 8 years ago, you will find out the this kind of incident happened in Australia for against the Indian people. So there is a non-security of there is a non-security security of Indian people in abroad.
Yeah, but we can't generalize that. Racial discrimination does take place. It exists, that's true. But we can't say that it happens everywhere and all the time. It does happen in pockets in
Yeah,
certain places, but it is prevalent,
even
that's true.
even in Trump government in Trump government in USA, Trump is also was also discriminating for other people, other country people. They were only he was only focusing on American people and giving the opportunity only American people rather than other country people. This is also depend on the government.
So we can say there are instances of discrimination. We can say that
Yes,
there are
yes.
instances of discrimination. Let's
Because
not
of in
generalize
because in, suppose for in our India, suppose in our in company, suppose 100 people of Indian and one people come at the highest level, highest position. So every Indian, even 100 Indian, will have problem with that guys, because why should he go high position? Why why company shouldn't choose among them Indian?
okay.
So this is also
At times a
discrimination.
country
Hmm.
can be biased, you mean to say. There can be some biases.
Yes.
All right. Yes, Shailendra, what do you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to dispute this point. Ma'am, even these type of discriminations are in India also, where in rural pockets, some communities are asked to do only one type of work. And nowadays, we have seen that some states have come up with new law that guarantees job to only domestic. So, ma'am, this is not just this is not happening only in only abroad. So this is the first point. And ma'am, I want to put forward the fact that India is a very big country, and if there is a go, when we go outside, we get to learn their working style, we get to mingle with different peoples, and with this experience we can utilize this experience uh, by opening our own ventures, by starting our own ventures in India, and we can get our foreign business. When we don't interact with these people, when we don't know their working style, it is very difficult to get foreign business. And ma'am, there is one more point. We have example of Satya Nadella, we have example of Parag Agrawal, and even there are so many Indian CEOs, so many Indian CEOs that are working for foreign multinationals. So I don't think discrimination can be is available everywhere. I know I agree that there are some incidents of discrimination, but still we don't restrict ourselves to work abroad just by thinking this fact.
Yeah, even ma'am, I'm
Excuse
agree
me,
with
ma'am.
I'm agree with Salinder, but one thing I would like to here bring the multinational company are willing to invest their money in India. They are in, even company invested in Chennai, Delhi NCR, Gurgaon, and Mumbai, Bengaluru. In this state, in this city, all the company already invested very huge amount for their businesses. So yeah, okay, it's okay, but in India also a very broad scope, a very broad scope of earning and living our standard very high, and even in terms of education, in terms of as well as high standard.
Super. Very nice point, Shailendra and Bhupinder both. Very nice. I think Shailendra, somewhere you
Yes,
were
ma'am. Can I share,
Yeah,
ma'am?
Abhay, 1 minute, Abhay, 1 second. Hold on. Let me just complete. So, Shailendra, I think you were trying to say that discrimination is not prevalent everywhere, not available, but it's not prevalent, right? It doesn't happen everywhere.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, prevalent is the word that you can
Yeah.
use. And Bhupinder, I am agree. आप normally ऐसे बोलते हो, right? I am agree. But you don't put am. क्योंकि यहाँ you just say I. I is the subject. Agree is the verb. So I agree with.
Okay.
I agree with you. I agree with this. I agree with someone जो भी है. और अगर she, अगर हम बोल रहे हैं she या he या जो भी है third person, तो we say she or he agrees. Yeah.
Okay.
But I agree, you agree, we agree, they agree. Okay.
Okay.
Don't put the am over here, not required. And
Okay,
अगर
I agree.
I agree. And अगर past tense है तो agreed.
Okay.
है ना?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Very great. Very good points. Very practical points, I think you all are putting across. Abhay, yes, sorry. Go ahead, Abhay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in India has decreased or lost 2.5 crore employment within 7 years, especially in this government, and lot of students facing unemployment of India. So India has no job, any job, and a very critical position of this time, ma'am. In no any job in a government sector and private sector also. Lot of problem, ma'am. Lot of talent employee working as a getting 10,000 and 12,000 salary and work in India, ma'am. So very critical position this time.
Yes, if you look at it in general, yeah, you can say that talented, a lot of talent gets wasted because the population is so high and the number of jobs may not be that much, or the opportunities may not be as much.
Ma'am, I'll
No,
counter.
ma'am, not ma'am. No, especially this government less the decrease the job 2.5 crore
Ma'am,
in 7 years, within 7-8 years, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'll counter on this point.
Go ahead.
Yo, so it's not about government concern. In
Not
our
government and private also. No job, any job.
I'm
in India.
just telling my
You're
view.
arguing, guys. You put across
No, no, I'm
the
not
point.
arguing. Just I'm just counter on it. My point of view about job from this government in our country, people tendency to be focused on only government job. In village area, in city area, every student after 12th class and after graduation, even parents also force them to start preparation for government job, rather whether is job government job peon or whether is government job is high, but always parents focus and insist to their children go and make preparation only for government job. So a lot of student only depend on government job. Even they wasted their time 7 year 8 year only for government job. That's the reason in our country in our country is not creating job. If after graduation, yeah, we can make preparation for government at least 3 or 4 year. If within a 3 or 4 year, 5 year, if I get job, government, then okay. If we don't get, then we should go outside. It means go in private sector, and even we start our businesses. Then in India, job will create. This is my view, because in India, even I'm also a person of village, but my parents given me good life in Delhi. But if when I go in my relative in village, they always ask me, Bhupender, you are well educated, so why should not go in government job? Why in private sector? They don't know about this private sector, but again forcing, why didn't you join the government, or why didn't make preparation for government job? This is the tendency of Indian people. This is the reason of not creating job in India.
Right, right. So maybe we can say one of the things could be that, based on what we see around us, is that maybe people are not so aware of the benefits of working in the private sector or the job opportunities, different kind of job opportunities. Maybe people are a little more, certain people maybe are more focused on only government job opportunities. Maybe we can say something like that maybe they need to create more awareness of what are the different opportunities in the private sector.
Yes.
Working in the
Even-
private sector can be good too.
Yes.
Ma'am, I
And
am
also-
not speaking only for a government job, ma'am. In private sector also, ma'am, no vacancy now, ma'am, these days.
Right, right.
Last 3 years, ma'am.
Correct,
A lot
correct.
of
Abhay,
facing problem. And ma'am,
Abhay, you're
one
right.
thing, ma'am.
Abhay, 1 second. Your point is different. Your point is also valid. You're saying that the number of job opportunities have reduced in both private and government sector. Correct?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
what
And ma'am,
what
and
he's saying is
other,
different. His point is different. He's not talking
ma'am,
about.
and other thing, ma'am.
Hmm.
Many a small business is closed, ma'am, due to GST and other facing problem.
Right, right.
Lot of small business is the shut down.
Correct, correct.
Abhay, one thing, why GST role in closed business? It's a similar
And,
like a VAT. It's a similar like a
no
sale tax.
support and no support by the government in any private sector of. I am also in working in a private. Lot of company is shut down.
It's the same. GST and VAT is both are same, but
And
different name change
lot
only.
of unemployment is.
Okay, all right. So both your points are different, guys. Don't mix up your points. Bhupinder has made a very different kind of point. Bhupinder is trying to say that maybe we have to create more awareness and learn more about the different kind of job opportunities in private sector also. Because I would say somewhere it is a fact that a lot of people focus on, preparing for, so sometimes they waste so many years in just preparing for a government exam or whatever exam it is. I keep hearing from so many people, I'm preparing for this exam, that exam. If it is fruitful, great. But if it doesn't work out, if your family can support you financially, that's good. But if not, then it turns out to be quite a waste of time. So maybe people should broaden their vision and look at all different kind of opportunities. Abhay, you're making a different point. You're saying that over the last few years, job opportunities have reduced, and maybe the government needs to work on coming up with more job opportunities, or opening up more different kind of job opportunities for people, or creating a system that is strong enough to support the workers.
Even ma'am, even I'm in favor of privatization rather than
Student
government job.
have a knowledge and good talent and good education, then prepare the government job.
Right, right. All right, cool.
I want to hear one thing.
Student
I want
getting a government
Abhay
job,
and
if
Bhupinder, hold
have
on.
a good knowledge.
Wait. Let someone else also speak, guys. You all have been speaking.
Madam, one point to bring here also, and I'm in favor of the privatization rather than government job. Government, I think, should and give the chance to private sector, uh, uh, with the exception of the army and some army and police. And after this area, and government should give the opportunity to privatization.
All right. Okay. Sanjay, what do you have to say? You have unmuted. Thanks, Bhupinder and Abhay. Sanjay, would
Yes,
you
ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
morning? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I am going with four, ma'am. Working abroad is better, ma'am. As per my point of view, ma'am, when the peoples are going for a job and live abroad, that's it's also good for particular any country which they are belong, ma'am. As per they identify, they make a identify to herself. Is there are in so many field, as like I want to say that doctor, engineer, IT sector, and scientists. Is there many field we see many person and many big post on big post, they are Indian, and it's these kind of thing already also feel proud to every Indian person, ma'am. We can't say ki, he is on the good job, he is posted, it's for not good. We feel proud, ma'am, when we listen our name Sunita Williams, and as like Indra Nuri and many name, ma'am. It's a matter of feel of proud, ma'am. And they also loved India, ma'am. It's not means they don't love India because they live in abroad. They have citizenship of other nation, but they also love to India. And many times they help NGO charity. We listen and read in this thing on newspaper, by social media ki they help us so much, and it's also help in our growth, man. Development of country. Foreign currency is came a big one. Currencies came by these people's, man. And it's also what employment, unemployment is a big one issue in India. When some people go abroad, and then it's some vacancies also spare in India, ma'am. If any people who's not interested in abroad, so their vacancies also fill up with these guys, ma'am. It's a impact also in employment, ma'am.
Right. Sanjay, I think you made
Yes, ma'am.
a very good point, Sanjay, by saying that it's not like if someone goes abroad and works, it's not that they don't feel love towards their country, or they don't think about their country. And I think
Yes,
you can say it like this. You can say it's a matter of pride when we hear,
right, ma'am.
when we hear these names. It's a matter of pride to hear that there are these Indian corporate leaders, so many of them in India and abroad. So it's a matter of pride to hear
Yes,
about
ma'am.
that.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you also said that these leaders, they also help NGOs in India, or they do so much of good work in India also. It's not that they're only using the money to build the other country or to develop the other country. So that
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class, guys. Good morning, Vikas, Vipin, Deepka, Shubhashini, Sharik. So all of you, good morning and welcome. So if you guys have any questions from the previous class, especially related to grammar, you guys can ask me. And if not, then we will start today's lesson. when everyone has joined. Deepka, hello. Vivek, good morning. Urvi, I have sent you the invite link. You can join. Chaliye, good morning, Shailendra and Urvi. How are you guys?
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, I have one question.
Yes.
Can I share my screen?
I don't think so. I don't think that is allowed.
I will share only a screenshot of newspaper.
Can you tell me the sentence?
Okay, ma'am.
You tell me the sentence. 1 second. Okay, Shailendra, I'll write it down. Because I really don't think that is allowed.
Okay, ma'am. Construction work is to be completed by June 23. I have shortened the sentence.
No, you can tell me the complete sentence.
Ma'am, it is a very big paragraph.
Yeah, tell me, no problem.
Okay. Wait. Ma'am, I think it is sufficient. Ma'am, I want to know the structure of this sentence. The
construction work
is to be completed by June 23.
Is to be completed by
June
23rd. Again, something that is very, very indirect in nature. So again, very, very typical of newspapers and news reportings. Okay. So, ये जो sentence है, construction work is the subject of the sentence. The only verb in this sentence is. Okay, the only verb. So of course, this is in simple present tense. Okay. To be is our infinitive. Completed, everything, all of these rest are different parts of speech, but not verb. This is an adjective. Okay. By June 23rd. By June 23rd is working as our prepositional phrase.
Ma'am, but if I read this, it seems like a future sentence. I am talking about future. Construction work is to be completed by June 23.
Yes,
then how could it be a simple present sentence?
See, the point is that the structure of the sentence grammatically, if you look at it, it is simple present tense. Okay, but the meaning that it is giving is of future. यही है. मतलब when you are writing this sentence, just imagine problem क्या है इस sentence में, that actually no one is doing the work. If you look at this sentence, we are using an auxiliary verb. An auxiliary verb that is, right? Now, if we are using an auxiliary verb, there is no action taking place. So if there is no action taking place, that means the subject is not doing anything. That means the object is not receiving any action. So object becomes, of course, complement. So this to be completed by June 23rd. This is what? This is subject complement. ये हमारा subject complement है. Construction work के बारे में information दे रहा है. It is working as basically a modifier, a complement for the construction work. Why? Because there is no action verb in this sentence. But look at this sentence. The workers will complete the construction work by June 23rd. So if you look at this sentence, you can see simply क्या हो रहा है. देखिए यहाँ का जो हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट है वो बन रहा है हमारा सब्जेक्ट यहाँ पर, राइट? सो कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट है यहाँ पर. सो द वर्कर्स सब्जेक्ट विल कंप्लीट, आपका फ्यूचर आ गया, फ्यूचर सिंपल टेंस, एंड द कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क इज आवर ऑब्जेक्ट. एंड बाय जून 23rd ये तो हमारा प्रीपोजिशनल फ्रेज, इसको छोड़िए, राइट? सो बेसिकली व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, यहाँ पर हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट बन रहा है सब्जेक्ट. कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क इज टू बी कंप्लीटेड बाय जून 23rd. by the construction workers, जो कि हमारा subject बन रहा है, हमारा object, पर वो दिया नहीं है.
So
Okay.
is it a passive sentence?
Yes, most definitely it is a passive sentence.
Okay, because we are using is. Construction
Yes.
work is to be completed by.
Yes,
होना है.
yes. But the point is, passive है, सिर्फ यही point नहीं है. You have to also understand the fact कि जो active voice है, active voice में हम actually what to say, active voice में हम action verb use कर रहे हैं, that is complete. But passive voice जो है, उसमें हम action verb use नहीं कर रहे. This sentence इसका direct passive नहीं है ये. इसका direct passive नहीं है. If we would make the direct passive of this, it would be something like the construction work would be completed by the workers by June 23rd or whatever, right? So would be completed. उसमें भी action verb होता. But this is a passive sentence without any action verb. In that case, what we are doing is we are not having any object. We will simply insert a complement, that it might be a subject complement or object complement depending on what you're writing. Okay.
And can we make active of this sentence?
Construction work is to be completed by June 23rd. June 23rd by the workers. The workers. No, we cannot. We cannot. Why I will tell you as well. Shailendra, remember I told you guys that when we are using these kind of verbs, auxiliary verbs, we cannot change them into either active or passive. जैसा है sentence वैसा ही रहेगा. उसको हम active passive नहीं कर सकते. For example, if I say Ram eats an apple, you can say an apple was being eaten by Ram, right? But if I say Ram is a good student, can you make it into passive? No, right? So when we are using auxiliary verbs, we cannot change it into passive or active because हमारे पास कोई concrete वो नहीं होता है, object नहीं होता है. Okay.
Ma'am, yesterday I asked you about one more sentence. Crime rates are to be minimum. Now I think it is similar to this question.
Crime rates are to be minimum.
No, and construction work is to be completed.
It's not. I will tell you why. Are to be minimum. वो minimum नहीं होगा. Are to be minimized होगा.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Abhay. शैलेंद्र, आप एक बार सेंटेंस चेक कीजिए कि वो मिनिमम है या मिनिमाइज्ड है.
Minimum. I read it in somewhere. Construction crime rates are to be minimum. For construction, if crime rates are to be minimum.
If crime rates are to be minimum, that works. That works because then it becomes if clause. Then it becomes a conditional sentence. Okay, that works. But that is not same as this one. काफी difference है structure में. All right. If I say crime rates are to be minimum, so if crime rates are to be minimum. So and so, right? So we have to do this or that, whatever. So इसमें क्या हो रहा है देखिए, क्राइम रेट सब्जेक्ट की तरह काम कर रहा है. आर हमारा वर्ब है ऑक्सिलरी, टू बी हमारा वो है इन्फिनिटिव है, राइट? एंड मिनिमम यहाँ पर क्या है, यहाँ पे नाउन है, पर यहाँ पे कंप्लीटेड एडजेक्टिव है. ओके, काफी डिफरेंस है, काफी डिफरेंस है. व्हाई? बिकॉज इफ वी आर यूजिंग इफ, then उसके साथ हम noun लगा सकते हैं. We can use noun. We can say crime rates are to be minimum. If you are to be a good student, so on and so forth. But if we are not using if clause, simple sentence बना रहे हैं जिसमें passive voice है या जो भी है, इसमें हम directly noun नहीं लगा सकते. Why? Because noun लगा देंगे तो फिर वो तो हमारा object बन जाए. Understood? So
Okay.
Minimized, completed, all these will work as adjectives.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Chaliye. So I hope this is clear, Shailendra.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Most welcome. Chaliye. Yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class. Let's start today's lesson. Right? Do you guys have any questions? Shailendra had a question. Any other questions are welcome. Any other questions or doubts? Yes. No questions? Chaliye, amazing.
Topic,
So
ma'am. What is the
topic is
topic today, ma'am?
interrogative sentences. Yesterday we were doing
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
declarative sentences, right? हम declarative sentences कर रहे थे, हमने complete भी कर लिया है declarative sentences. हमने देखा कि declarative sentences से हम questions भी बना सकते हैं, हम command भी दे सकते हैं. Yes.
Some declarative explain, ma'am.
Some declarative, okay.
Little bit explain, ma'am.
Yes, definitely, Abhay. So basically, we were discussing the types of sentences ekdam pehle, and we saw that there are essentially two types of sentences or two classifications, जिसके अंदर चार types आते हैं, right? First classification is by structure. So अगर हम sentences को स्ट्रक्चर के हिसाब से देखें कि उसमें कितने क्लॉजेस है, किस किस टाइप के क्लॉजेस है, मे बी इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज, मे बी डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज. सो इस स्ट्रक्चर पे डिपेंड करके हमने सेंटेंसेस को चार भागों में डिवाइड किया है. वी हैव डिवाइडेड सेंटेंसेस इनटू 4 डिफरेंट टाइप्स. व्हाट आर द 4 डिफरेंट टाइप्स? सिंपल सेंटेंस, compound sentence, complex sentence, compound complex sentence, right? And we have seen we have looked at the formulas. So the formulas are: simple sentence is subject plus verb, that is a one independent clause. एक independent clause के बाद अगर हम full stop लगा दे, question mark लगा दे, exclamation लगा दे, कुछ भी लगा दे, वो अगर खत्म हो जाए तो उसको हम simple sentence बोलते हैं. Compound sentence, two independent clauses, दो independent clauses को जोड़ा जा रहा है. किससे जोड़ते हैं हम? चार चीजों से जोड़ते हैं: coordinating conjunction, correlative conjunction, conjunctive adverbs, and a semicolon, that is a punctuation. So two independent clauses joined together using coordinating conjunction, correlative conjunction, conjunctive adverb, and a semicolon becomes a compound sentence, right? The third type of sentence that we have is complex sentence. One independent clause and one or more dependent clause. One independent clause, one or more dependent clause joined using subordinating conjunction or subordinate conjunction. Okay. And the last one is compound complex sentence that has elements of both compound sentences and complex sentences, right? So one independent clause plus second independent clause. So two independent clauses plus one or more dependent clause. That becomes our compound complex sentence. So ये हमने देखा था. These were the different types of sentences based on structure. Then we also looked at different types of sentences based on meaning. So sentence का अर्थ क्या निकलता है, sentence किस लिए बोला जा रहा है, उसका purpose क्या है, reason क्या है उसे बोलने का. क्योंकि वो एक प्रश्न हो सकता है, वो एक ऑर्डर या कमांड हो सकता है, या फिर वो सिंपली एक नॉर्मल सी बात हो सकती है, या फिर मैं गुस्से में बोल सकती हूँ, या फिर मैं बड़े प्यार से बोल सकती हूँ, राइट? सो उसका पर्पस क्या है, उसका मतलब क्या है, अर्थ क्या है सेंटेंस का, इस पे डिपेंड करके हमने सेंटेंसेस को अगेन 4 डिफरेंट टाइप्स में डिवाइड किया है. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द पर्पस, द मीनिंग ऑफ द सेंटेंस, वी हैव डिवाइडेड इनटू 4. व्हाट आर दोस? डिक्लेरेटिव सेंटेंसेस, इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंसेस, एक्सक्लेमेटरी सेंटेंसेस एंड इंपेरेटिव सेंटेंसेस, द 4 टाइप्स. And these 4 types have variations. One of the most important variations are negative sentences. हर एक का, जितने भी हमने 4 टाइप्स डिस्कस किए, डिक्लेरेटिव, इंटरोगेटिव, एक्सक्लेमेटरी एंड इंपेरेटिव, हर एक का एक नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है. सो अगर मैं बोलना चाहूँ इट इज डे, आई कैन ऑल्सो से इट इज नॉट डे. अगर मैं बोलना चाहूँ ही ईट्स एन एप्पल, आई कैन ऑल्सो से ही डज नॉट ईट एन एप्पल, राइट? सो ये नॉट और नेवर लगाकर हम नेगेटिव बनाते हैं, उसी के वेरिएशन है. एसेंशियली हमारे 4 टाइप्स ही है. So first हमने डिस्कस किया declarative sentences. In the previous class we have discussed declarative sentences. हमने बोला कि declarative sentences क्या है? Declaration है, assertion है, giving out a statement that you believe is true, or even if it is a lie and you know that it is a lie, you will always put it as a statement. आप कुछ declare कर रहे हैं, आप कुछ बता रहे हैं, simple, आप अपने से कुछ बता रहे हैं, you are giving some information. All right, you are not asking for any information. So that is declarative sentence. And we saw that simple sentences declarative हो सकते हैं, compound sentences declarative हो सकते हैं, complex sentences भी declarative हो सकते हैं, और compound complex भी declarative हो सकते हैं. And हमने ये भी देखा that 4 into 3, 12 tenses we have in English, present, past and future के 4 tenses. So all the tenses can have declarative sentences. All the 12 tenses can have declarative sentences. That as well we saw. And then we looked at the variations. We looked at the negative sentences like I did not eat your sandwich, I do not go to school, I have never seen that guy, so on and so forth, right? So These are also negative declarative sentences. Then we saw how to change imperative sentences into declarative commands or requests. So अगर मैं directly आपको एक command दूं, close the door, then it is an imperative sentence. तो वो command या request हो रहा है. But अगर मैं आपको एक सलाह दूं, you should close the doors. आपको बंद कर देना चाहिए. So वो क्या बन गया? वो बन गया हमारा declarative command और request. वो फिर imperative नहीं रहेगा. Okay. And next we saw the statements of uncertainty. For example, I was thinking that we could see a movie together, or they want to know why you did this. So kind of like a question, but not exactly a question. WH words आ भी रहे हैं तो बीच में आ रहे हैं, not of importance, and we are kind of making them into a statement. So these are also declarative statements of uncertainty, right? And lastly, we looked at indirect questions कि अगर किसी ने एक प्रश्न आपसे पूछा है, आप आकर किसी को बता रहे हैं कि उसने मुझसे ये पूछा था, so वो बन जाता है indirect question. So ये भी declarative होते हैं. For example, if I say Sam asked me if I would go to the ball with him. Sam asked me if I would go to the ball with him. So क्या हो रहा है? मैं आपसे ये बोल रही हूँ कि सैम ने मुझसे पूछा कि क्या मैं उसके साथ बॉल पर जाऊंगी. So क्या हो रहा है? I am not asking you a question. I am just reporting the question to you. मैं बस रिपोर्ट कर रही हूँ कि उसने ऐसा पूछा था. ये जो sentences होते हैं, ये भी question नहीं बनते, ये interrogative में नहीं आते हैं, ये बन जाते हैं हमारे declarative indirect questions. Okay? So ये हमने declarative के बारे में अभी तक discuss किया है. अगर कोई भी doubts है आपका, any questions you have regarding these declarative sentences, you can ask me. And if not, then we will move on to interrogative sentences. Okay? चलिए. Then let's go ahead and look at interrogative sentences. So interrogative sentences, नाम से ही पता चल रहा है that you are interrogating, which means you are asking questions, right? Guys, I hope I'm audible. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. चलिए. Thank you. So basically interrogative नाम से ही पता चल रहा है कि हम interrogate कर रहे हैं. So if you watch Hindi films, पुलिस क्या करती है? इंटरोगेशन करती है, हम सबको पता है. अब इंटरोगेशन क्या होता है? बेसिकली बिठाकर प्रश्न पूछना कि क्या आपने ये देखा, क्या आपने वो देखा, आप कहाँ थे उस दिन इस समय पर. सो इंटरोगेशन, it means asking questions. So interrogative basically is questions. Okay, so interrogative sentences means questions, simple, nothing else. So forming interrogative sentences. So when we make sentences into questions, we almost always use auxiliary verbs that are inverted with the subject. This is known as subject-verb inversion. Very, very important. So if you guys have already done tenses with me, you guys will have a slight understanding of what is happening here, right? Once. Okay, if I write a sentence like Sam does not want to go to school. ये हमारा है declarative sentence, right? Sam does not want to go to school is our declarative sentence. This we know. Now, what is the subject? Sam. Sorry. This is a negative बन गया ना? Once. Ram. Okay, इससे करते हैं. You are a good boy, right? You are a good boy. So what is this? This is definitely a declarative sentence, right? ये हमारा एक declarative sentence है. So इसको अगर तोड़ेंगे तो क्या आएगा हमारे पास? You आ रहा है. What is you? You is the subject of the sentence. R आ रहा है. What is R? R is the verb of the sentence, the auxiliary, only auxiliary, right? A good boy क्या है? हमारा subject complement है. We know that a good boy is our subject complement, not object. So when we are forming questions with sentences that have auxiliary verb, auxiliary action verb नहीं है, ये याद रखिए. अगर auxiliary verb हुआ sentence में और हम form कर रहे हैं उसको question में, तो क्या होता है? subject verb inversion होता है. What happens? subject verb inversion, मतलब subject के जगह पर verb आता है, verb के जगह पर subject जाता है. So हमारा verb क्या है? are है. हमारा subject क्या है? you है. And बाकी का जो है वही लिख देंगे. राइट? सो बन गया हमारा क्वेश्चन, आर यू अ गुड बॉय? सो द स्ट्रक्चर बिकम्स ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब, then subject complement, and this becomes our interrogative sentence. Is this clear, guys? How you will form interrogative sentences with auxiliary verbs when there isn't an action verb. ये एकदम सिंपल है, राइट? अगर एक्शन वर्ब नहीं है और सिर्फ ऑक्सिलरी है तो हम ऑक्सिलरी को सामने लाएंगे, उसके बाद वर्ब बिठाएंगे और बाकी का जितना भी हमारा सब्जेक्ट कंप्लीमेंट है उसको लिख देंगे, right? So if I say something like Sam is going to the mall, so the sentence will be, is Sam going to the mall? If I say they are playing in the garden, the question will be, are they playing in the garden? Okay. If I say something like they have completed their work, it will be, have they completed their work? Okay. So this will be the sentence structure of auxiliary. And अगर verb के साथ action verb हुआ तो then what? Sam is going to the park. If we say Sam is going to the park, what is happening? Sam हमारा subject है, is हमारा auxiliary verb है, going हमारा main verb है या action verb है. To the park, prepositional phrase, we will keep it as a subject complement, right? उसके बारे में नहीं सोचेंगे. So अगर आपके पास एक main verb है और एक auxiliary है, अगर आपके पास एक main verb है और एक auxiliary है, तो आप कैसे बनाएंगे sentence को interrogative? You will only bring the auxiliary at the beginning. Okay, सिर्फ auxiliary सामने आएगा. Sentence क्या होगा? Is Sam going to the park? Okay, so this will be the sentence. Is Sam going to the park? So what is happening here basically? Is हमारा auxiliary verb है, Sam हमारा subject है, going हमारा main verb है which is remaining at its place and it is not moving, and to the park हमारा prepositional phrase है. So ये बन गया हमारा interrogative sentence. Is this clear, guys? बताइए. Yes. So if we look at the formula,
are these yes or no question?
No. Yes, I think so. Right?
Yeah, because
do you
are
like
you
classical
sleepy?
music?
No.
Yes. Have they finished? Yes. These are yes or no questions. Yes. We will discuss yes and no questions in much more details. Yes.
Ma'am, the last one. Do you like country? Ma'am, what will be the declarative form of this sentence?
Do you like country or classical music better? I like country more than classical music, or something like I like country better than classical music. Okay.
So ma'am, here we are not moving do.
So actually क्या होता है? I will tell you. If I write a sentence like I like country more than classical. Okay. If I write I like country more than classical music, what is happening? We do not have an auxiliary here, right? जब हमारे पास auxiliary नहीं होती है, then we have to supply an auxiliary of our own, and this usually is do, does, did. Okay, so do, does, did आ जाता है. For example, if I write a sentence like he played yesterday. Okay, he played yesterday. Again, sorry, this is a sentence. This is simply a डिक्लेरेटिव सेंटेंस, एंड इसमें क्या है, ही हमारा सब्जेक्ट है, प्लेड हमारा वर्ब है, मेन वर्ब है, सो ऑक्सिलरी हमारे पास है ही नहीं, एंड यस्टरडे जो भी है. ओके, सो what will we do when we only have a main verb and we want to start with an auxiliary? We will start with do, did or does depending on the subject. So यहाँ पर हमारा tense है past tense, so it will be did he play yesterday? Understood? Did he play yesterday? Similar thing is happening here because I है यहाँ पे, I के साथ do लगेगा, he she के साथ does लगता है, and present है, so do I like or do you like country music more than so and so? Understood? Karthik, sorry, Shailendra.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay, yes.
I have to go.
I have to go. The sentence.
Yes.
I have to go ka, like, are you saying that you have to go, or you're saying, asking me to make it into interrogative?
Means in Hindi में मुझे जाना पड़ेगा, and interrogative, how to make interrogative?
I have to go. Okay, I have to go, right? Good question. I have to
Yes, yes.
go. So यहाँ पर have है हमारा, auxiliary है, so ये बनेगा, ये actually बनेगा do. Like you cannot ask yourself a question, right? I के साथ तो question नहीं हो सकता है, so अगर बोलूं कि मुझे जाना पड़ेगा, I have to go. आप हिंदी में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं? क्या आपको जाना पड़ेगा? Do you want to ask this? Then you will say, do you have to go? Then it will be, do you have to go? Okay, do you have to go? यहाँ पर actually, you know why do is coming and have से start नहीं हो रहा है, because have here is not functioning as an auxiliary. It is rather functioning as a light verb. Light verb है. So it is actually functioning as an action verb or main verb of the sentence. Okay, so subject verb object का sentence है ये, I have to go. Okay, so उसका अगर हम बनाएंगे, so we will start with do you have to go. Yes, Amit, do you have a question?
Ma'am, I have other sentence. I want to go to there. Is correct, ma'am?
I want to go to
there.
See, अगर आप कभी भी to लगाते हैं ना सेंटेंस में, to एक ऐसा preposition है जो हमें बताता है कि हम कहीं जाना चाहते हैं. ओके, इट ऑलवेज टेल्स अस कि हम कहीं जाना चाहते हैं, बट हम जहां पर जाना चाहते हैं वो जो प्लेस है, इट शुड ऑलवेज बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक. ये प्लेस हमेशा स्पेसिफिक होगा, तभी जाकर आप टू लगाएंगे. ओके, सो क्या हो रहा है, आप यहाँ पर बोल रहे हैं आई हैव टू गो देयर, सो ये देयर स्पेसिफिक नहीं है. आई वॉन्ट टू गो देयर, राइट, सो ये स्पेसिफिक नहीं है. क्या सेंटेंस आपने बोला? आई फॉरगॉट द सेंटेंस.
I want to go to there.
I want to go to there, right? So यहाँ पर होगा I want to go there. I want to go there because there specific नहीं है. But अगर मैं एक specific नाम दे देती like Delhi, Mumbai, then I would say I want to go to Delhi. I want to go to Mumbai. To आ रहा है क्योंकि specific जगह है. अगर आप specific जगह नहीं बोलेंगे there, here, abroad, so उसके साथ to नहीं आएगा. I want to go abroad. कहीं भी हो सकता है abroad में. I want to go there. कहीं भी हो सकता है this there, right? So when you're using a specific place, destination, then you use to. Otherwise, you don't use to.
Yes,
Okay, Amit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Most welcome. चलिए, so थोड़ा सा हम फॉर्मूला देख लेते हैं कि इंटरोगेटिव का कैसे बनेगा. Auxiliary spelling देख लीजिए because I'm very bad at spelling. Auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. अगर है तो, अगर नहीं है तो you will skip this. Plus subject complement or object, right? So this is the formula for our interrogative sentences. ये है हमारा फॉर्मूला, इसको आप अच्छे से देख सकते हैं. So अगर इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंस में ऑक्सिलरी, सॉरी, अगर डिक्लेरेटिव सेंटेंस में ऑलरेडी ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब है, मेन वर्ब रहे या ना रहे चाहे, तो ये फॉर्मूला आप यूज करेंगे. अगर ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब है तो कुछ नहीं देखना है, सिंपली यही फॉर्मूला आपको यूज करना है. Alright. Now we will come to different kinds of questions and we will try and see how each of these are formed. Okay. So we can also make WH questions, as you can see. जैसे कि what does the boss think about the proposal? When will we arrive? Who is coming to the party? So WH questions come from this word WH, right? So ये सारे जो questions है, ये सारे जो words है, who, what, where, when, why, how. ये सारे words you will see start with WH, except how में WH से शुरू नहीं होता है, but W and H are included in it. So ये सारे words, इनको हम बोलते हैं WH words. इनको हम बोलते हैं WH words. And in this case as well, we are using them at the beginning of the sentence. Interrogative के बिल्कुल शुरुआत में हम use करते हैं. So what did you do? Who did you call? Why are you here? How did you come here? So on and so forth. ये सारे हमारे WH questions कहलाएंगे. Okay. So we can use question words like these to ask more nuanced questions, but we still use auxiliary verbs and subject verb inversion. So auxiliary verb or subject verb inversion इसमें भी काम आता है. We will still use this and we will look at it in details. Don't worry. Yes, शैलेंद्र बताइए.
What about which?
हाँ, which भी होगा. यहाँ पर दिया नहीं है. No, which is not a question word, Shailendra.
We can ask which of these sentence is correct.
Which of these sentences? Which one of these are you wearing? Which? Okay. और भी कुछ है? Whom भी हो सकता है. It can also be whom.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else? Who, whom, what, where, which, when, why, and how. Okay. Alright. So ये सारे हमारे WH questions words है जिनसे हम WH questions बना सकते हैं. Okay. So थोड़ा सा हम एक एक करके लेंगे so that we can understand better. Is this last question, the subject is unknown, so it is represented by the word who, which does not invert. Like we will look at all of these rules one by one. So ये जो हमारा formula है, this actually goes for yes or no questions. Okay, yes or no questions जो हमारे हैं उसमें ये formula काम आता है. So yes or no questions इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि इन क्वेश्चंस का जो जवाब होता है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ हाँ या ना में दिया जाता है, राइट? सो ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस आर आंसर्ड ओनली एज यस और नो. देयर इज नो अदर एक्सप्लेनेशन. So yes or no questions are simply questions that can be answered with either yes or no. These are exclusively formed with auxiliary verbs that are inverted with the subject. That is, they do not use question words. So this is very, very important. Okay, guys, this यहाँ से ये जो rule है, they are formed with auxiliary verbs that are inverted with the subject and they do not use question words. This is very, very important. So then what will be the structure? Structure हमारा ये रहेगा. Yes or no questions के structures हमारे ये रहेंगे. What is the structure? Auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. अगर main verb है तो plus subject or subject complement or object, the rest of the sentence, right? So once Okay, so यहाँ पे कुछ sentences है and all of these have one auxiliary either with a main verb or without a main verb. So tell me what will be the interrogative of these sentences. Who wants to try the first one? Peter is reading the Times. Yes, Shailendra?
Who is reading the Times?
That is a WH question. Yes or no question
Is
बनाना है.
Peter reading the Times?
Absolutely correct. Is Peter reading the Times? क्या हो रहा है? Is आ रहा है first, auxiliary. उसके बाद आ रहा है subject, Peter. उसके बाद आ रहा है main verb, reading. उसके बाद subject complement या object जो भी है, number 4, the Times. Right? बन गया हमारा question. Very good, Shailendra.
And ma'am,
Yes,
and the
yes,
answer
yes.
is yes, he is.
Yes, he is, or yes. Simply yes. Right? Yes or no question. Absolutely correct. Chaliye. So Amit, would you like to try the next one? Sam and Daisy are playing outside.
Yes, ma'am. Are Sam and Daisy playing outside?
Very good. Are Sam and Daisy playing outside? So we will start with are, which is the auxiliary. Then we will go to the subject, that is Sam and Daisy. And then we will write the main verb and the rest of the sentence, right? Very good. Very good, Amit. Yes. Who wants to try the next one? Bataiye. We have gone for a vacation. Reena.
Yes, ma'am. Have we gone for a vacation?
Very good. Have we gone for a vacation? Very good, Reena. Okay, next one try kijiye. They will go to the party tomorrow. Dipali, yes?
Will they go to the party tomorrow?
Absolutely correct. Will सबसे पहले आएगा, then they आएगा subject, उसके बाद the rest of the sentence, right? Will they go to the party tomorrow? Very good. Next, Urvi, yes, I can pull some strings.
Can I pull some strings?
Very good. Can I pull some strings? And आप चाहे तो I को you भी बना सकते हैं, right? Can you pull some strings for me? Very good. Very good, Urvi. Absolutely correct. And the last one, who wants to try? Yes, I may help you. Yes, Abhay. Abhay, you're not audible.
May I help you?
May I help
Yes, ma'am.
you?
May I
Very
help you?
good. Very good. May I help you? Absolutely correct, right?
Ma'am, one
Yes.
thing, ma'am.
Yes, Abhay, बताइए.
We have gone for a vacation. I can use do, ma'am.
Do you?
Yeah.
नहीं, do की क्या जरूरत है?
Do actually.
Yes, I am coming to do. Okay.
Present past participle, ma'am.
No, do, I am coming to do, did and does, उसको मैं explain करूंगी. सबसे पहले आप ये समझिए कि अगर sentence में auxiliary है, if a sentence has auxiliary, उसके साथ चाहे main verb रहे ना रहे, अगर हमको yes or no question बनाना है इस type के sentence से, simply auxiliary सामने आएगा, subject उसके बाद जाएगा, then the rest of the sentence बन गया हमारा yes or no question.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Do कब आएगा? I am telling you. So I hope this is clear. We will come to do now.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happens when you don't have an auxiliary? क्या होगा अगर आपके पास auxiliary verb नहीं है और आपको yes and no question बनाना है? Sam eats apples every day. ये देखिए सेंटेंस जो है Sam eats apples every day, ये क्वेश्चन हमारा ये सेंटेंस जो है डिक्लेरेटिव, इसमें ईट्स हमारा मेन वर्ब है, पर इस मेन वर्ब के साथ कोई भी ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब नहीं है. सो इन दिस सेंटेंस वी हैव ओनली मेन वर्ब, that is eats, and we don't have any auxiliary verb with this main verb. In this case, if you want to make a yes or no question, अगर आपको yes or no question बनाना है तो आपको auxiliary supply करना पड़ेगा. You will have to supply an auxiliary with this sentence. What will you do? You will then use the various forms of do. आप do के various forms इस टाइम पे यूज करेंगे. Do का कौन सा फॉर्म यूज होगा यहाँ पे अगर हम Sam को बोल रहे हैं और प्रेजेंट टेंस में है तो?
Does, ma'am.
Does. Very good. Very good. Does Sam eat apples every day? अब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Very very interestingly, ये जो मेन वर्ब है ये अपना जो कॉन्जुगेशन है इसको हटा देता है. कॉन्जुगेशन का मतलब जब वर्ब खुद को चेंज करता है सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर डिपेंड करके, सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर डिपेंड करके वर्ब अगर खुद को चेंज करेगा उसको हम बोलते हैं कॉन्जुगेशन. वी कॉल दैट कॉन्जुगेशन व्हेन द वर्ब चेंजेस अकॉर्डिंग टू द सब्जेक्ट और द टेंस ऑफ द सेंटेंस. बट because we are already conjugating do. We are already conjugating the auxiliary verb do. Do को हम already conjugate कर रहे हैं Sam के साथ, ये agree कर रहा है Sam के साथ, right? Does Sam. So इसीलिए जो main verb है इसको फिर इसके साथ agree करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, ये free हो जाता है main verb. Okay, so this is the structure of yes or no question for those kind of declarative sentences that do not have auxiliaries. अगर auxiliary नहीं है तो फिर ऐसे बनेगा sentence. Okay, let me write down the formula for this. Once. Used for declarative sentences with auxiliary verbs while making forming लिख देते हैं forming yes or no. Okay, so ये है हमारा rule for forming yes or no questions with declarative sentences that have auxiliaries. अब नहीं हुआ तो क्या करेंगे, तो हम ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे. तो फिर हम ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे, do slash does slash did. Do slash does slash did plus do you, so subject plus verb. वर्ब का कौन सा फॉर्म, बेस फॉर्म. ओके, या बेयर इंफिनिटिव. बेस फॉर्म या बेयर इंफिनिटिव यूज करेंगे प्लस सब्जेक्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट या ऑब्जेक्ट जो भी है, राइट. सो ये हम कब यूज कर रहे हैं, ये हम यूज कर रहे हैं used for declarative sentences without auxiliary verbs while forming yes or no questions. Okay, so यहाँ पर हमारा important क्या है, with auxiliary और यहाँ पर without auxiliary. All right, guys, is this clear? Click कीजिए, screenshot ले लीजिए, helpful होगा. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. Good. I got it, ma'am.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
ma'am.
चलिए, so now if we look at do, does and did. Do कहाँ पे यूज होता है, do यूज होता है जब हम थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर के अलावा कोई भी प्रोनाउन लेंगे या फिर कोई भी नाउन लेंगे थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर के अलावा, तो हम do का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. I do, you do, we do, they do, Sam and Jack do, right? So plural सबके साथ हम do का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Does कब होता है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर के साथ does होता है. He does, she does, it does, and single names. Anisha does, Sam does, Peter does. Okay, and did होता है past tense के साथ. Past में चाहे थर्ड पर्सन हो, फर्स्ट पर्सन हो, सेकंड पर्सन हो, प्लूरल सिंगुलर, डजंट मैटर. पास्ट है तो did का इस्तेमाल करेंगे, राइट. सो अगर इसके हम कुछ सेंटेंसेस देख लेते हैं एंड लेट्स ट्राई टू सॉल्व दिस. चलिए, so if I write sentences like Sam earns a decent living. Say they go out every day for the entire commission works on Bribe. I forgot to complete
Ma'am, bribe means on bribe.
my work. The entire commission works on bribe मतलब पूरा का पूरा जो commission है वो घूस पर चलती है, bribe, bribery. Okay.
Okay.
I forgot to complete my work and you Study hard last sem. She crashed her car. Okay. So, and one more. He pest आ गया, pets, right? चलिए. So in all of these sentences, you can see we have verbs, but only main verbs. इनके साथ आपको auxiliary add करके yes or no questions बनाने हैं. Okay. So I can see Shailendra wants to try the first one. Yes, Shailendra, बताइए. Sam earns a decent living.
I have different question.
Okay, बताइए, बताइए.
I left my pocket at home. Is it correct, or I left my pocket home?
Pocket? Pocket?
Yeah, ma'am, pocket.
How can you leave your pocket at home?
Pocket, ma'am.
Pocket मतलब पैंट का pocket, right?
No, ma'am.
No,
Ma'am,
purse.
like purse. Yeah, sorry, purse.
Right. So I left my wallet at home.
Yes.
Yes, you can say I left my wallet at home.
Okay. So, ma'am, in this type of sentence, we can use at before home.
At before home matlab?
Ma'am, I have read somewhere that we don't use at before home.
I left my wallet at home. Okay, अच्छा अच्छा. At क्यों use कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर? The preposition.
Yes.
You went completely off track. I'm still thinking about questions and declarative sentences, right? Okay. In this case, why are we using at? Because we are talking about a specific place here. होम के साथ हम at क्यों नहीं यूज करते हैं? At हम तभी यूज करते हैं when we are talking about a specific point. Remember the triangle? At एकदम नीचे आता है specific places के लिए. होम के साथ यूज नहीं होता है because home does not have a specific sense. If I am staying abroad, I can say I want to go back home. That doesn't necessarily mean कि मेरे घर में जाना चाहती हूँ. It can also mean that I just want to go back to my country. So home is a very arbitrary concept that does not have a specific destination associated with it. But when you say I have left my wallet at home, you are talking about a specific place. एक specific जगह के बारे में आप बात कर रहे हैं. तब जाकर आप at का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. Okay, शैलेंद्र.
Okay.
वो जो ट्रायंगल था ना, ऑन इन एट ऐसा था. ऑन ऊपर का सबसे चौड़ा था बेस, देन इन था एंड देन एट था. इट वाज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रायंगल. ओके, व्हाई? बिकॉज preposition जितना भी आप याद कर ले, यू कैन नेवर रिमेंबर ऑल द रूल्स, बट दैट एक्चुअली टेल्स यू दैट ऑन इज यूज्ड फॉर ब्रॉडर थिंग्स, इन फॉर अ लिटिल मोर स्पेसिफिक एंड एट फॉर द मोर स्पेसिफिक थिंग्स.
Okay.
चलिए, all right. So I hope this clears your doubt. Yes, Shailendra, बताइए. Sam earns a decent living. How will you make this into a?
Does Sam earn a decent living?
Absolutely correct. Does Sam earn a decent living? Very good. Urvi, try the next one. They go out every week for picnic.
Do they go out every week for picnic?
Very good. Absolutely correct, Urvi. Yes, Amit, tell me the next one. The entire commission works on bribe. Yes, Amit.
Does the entire, ma'am?
Yes, does the entire commission
works on bribe?
वर्क्स नहीं होगा. देखिए, बेस फॉर्म बोला गया है वर्ब का.
वर्क में
राइट. जैसे ही डज लगा रहे हैं, वो जो डू डज डिड है वही सब्जेक्ट के साथ कॉन्जुगेट कर रहा है. तो जो मेन वर्ब है वो एकदम बेस फॉर्म में रहेगा. सो डज द एंटायर कमीशन वर्क ऑन ब्राइब. वेरी गुड अमित. यस, रीना बताइए नेक्स्ट वन. आई फॉरगॉट टू कंप्लीट माय वर्क.
Did I forget to complete my work?
Very good. बिल्कुल सही. Did I forget to complete my work? Okay, Dipali, would you like to try the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
You studied hard last sem.
Did you study hard last sem?
Very good. Absolutely correct, Dipali. Very good. Okay, Shobha, you wanted to try the next one?
Yeah, ma'am.
बताइए. She crashed her car.
Did she crash her car?
Did she? No, did.
Crush. Yeah, ma'am.
Did
Did
she
she crush her car?
Yes, did she crash her car, right? She के साथ did लग रहा है क्योंकि ये past
Yeah,
tense
ma'am.
है. When it is past tense, we will simply use did, irrespective of what the subject is. So that is why we are using did. Did she crash the car? Crash again because verb का base
Crash the
form,
car.
right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Very good, Shobha. Okay, next one. बताइए, anyone can answer. He goes to class every day. He goes to class every day.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
Does he
बताइए.
go to class every day?
Does he go to class
Does
every
he
day?
go every
Very
day?
good. Very good. Absolutely correct. And the last one, I care for my pets.
Do I care for my pets?
Do I care for my pets? Very good. Absolutely correct. Right, guys? So I hope yes and no questions बनाने में आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए. You should not face any problems while making yes or no questions. बस यही दो types के yes or no questions होते हैं. There aren't any more types. Okay, guys? Any questions till here? Any doubts? Anything you want to ask? No. Okay. So we will move on to the next type of questions, that is alternative questions. So यहाँ पर था कि yes or no question. So when someone is asking you the question, you will answer in either yes कि हाँ चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए, या करना है या whatever, हाँ या फिर नहीं, right? Just two options. But when we come to alternative questions, what does this mean? This means the question is giving us two alternatives to choose from. So the question is giving us two alternatives to choose from. हमें दो अल्टरनेटिव दिया जा रहा है जिसमें से एक हमें चुनना है. अब इसमें बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि these can be of both types. These can be formed with auxiliaries as well, and these can also be formed using WH words. So दोनों तरीके के हो सकते हैं. Auxiliary के साथ भी हम बना सकते हैं, WH words के साथ भी हम बना सकते हैं. So because these have both, we will wait and first do WH questions and then come back to this. Okay? So WH questions पहले अच्छे से समझ लेते हैं, उसके बाद इसमें वापस आएंगे. Okay, so these are the WH questions that we have. So WH questions or question words, or question word questions are questions that seek information by posing a question with a WH question word. That is who, what, where, when, why and how. और भी है जैसे which and whom we discussed. So क्या हो रहा है, इसमें हम information चाहते हैं, कुछ ज्यादा information, right? We are expecting a good deal of information from the person who is answering. So these are called WH questions. These questions seek an open-ended answer that can be short or long, simple or complex. There is no expectation about how the person might respond. So open-ended answer मतलब कि कुछ भी हो सकता है, इसका जवाब कुछ भी हो सकता है. For example, if I ask you, do you like mangoes? You will either say yes or you will say no, right? आप ऐसा तो कुछ और नहीं बोल सकते. But if I say, what is your favorite fruit? Then the question's answer may vary from person to person. अगर मैंने आपसे पूछा, आप वो बता सकते हैं कि मुझे मैंगोस पसंद है, कोई और बोलेगा मुझे बनानास पसंद है. So the answer is varying, right, from person to person. So these are WH questions. So of course you can understand कि WH questions का जो format है या form है वो काफी different है from the yes or no questions, right? So क्या form है देखिए. Who is your favorite author? So we will first go to declarative sentence. Declarative sentence लेंगे और वहीं से हम question बनाएंगे. So if we go and take a declarative sentence like, so इसका WH question बनेगा simply, who is going to the park? पर इसका एक और WH question बन सकता है, क्या? Where are you going? अगर हम पार्क को सब्जेक्ट के हिसाब से ले, so इसका सेंटेंस क्या बनेगा, डिक्लेरेटिव क्या बनेगा? Yes,
ma'am, am I going to the park? There is one more question.
Am I going to the park? Yes, बन सकता है बिल्कुल. If I say am I going to the park, it actually comes under yes or no question. Okay, शैलेंद्र, and
Yeah.
am मैंने discuss नहीं किया इसलिए आपको weird लग रहा होगा, but it is the same formula. Am, auxiliary, I, subject, the rest of the sentence, going to the park, question
Yeah.
mark. Okay, same formula is applied there as well. बट जब WH आ रहा है देन वी आर नॉट चेंजिंग द verbs much, right? Verbs को हम ज्यादा चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं. Actually, this is a bad example for the first one. Just one second. He is okay. अगर मैं एक सेंटेंस बनाऊं, he is going to the park, and उसको मुझे WH क्वेश्चन बनाना है. एक सेंटेंस है, he is going to the park, डिक्लेरेटिव है, उसको WH क्वेश्चन बनाना है. तो मैं क्या करूंगी? Subject या object, whatever the subject may be or whatever the object may be, in place of that I am using a WH word. So यहाँ पर he को replace करके, यहाँ पर he को replace करके who लगाया जा रहा है. So we are replacing he and putting who. So who is a WH word, and the rest of the sentence you can see remains the same. बाकी का जो भी sentence में है वो बिल्कुल same रह रहा है, right? So ये जो verb है is going, ये किस पर depend करेगा? ये depend करेगा हमारे subject पर, जो कि यहाँ पर who है. Who is the subject here? Okay. Who is the subject here? I think WH questions are easier to form because we use them more often than using auxiliary wala question, right? Yes or no questions. So what is who, what, where, when, ये सब किस पर depend करता है? Who, what, when, where. This depends on what information you want. What information you want. So agar if I ask who is your favorite author, I am talking about a person. Okay, who is basically a person. What is the capital of England? Then I am talking about an object or an animal. So a non-living thing or an animal. उसके लिए क्या use कर रहे हैं? What. Okay. When will you be finished with this project? So when किसके लिए use कर रहे हैं? For time. Time के लिए हम when use कर रहे हैं. Where are you going for this summer? What are we using where for? We are using where for place, right? कहाँ पर कोई काम हो रहा है ये जानने के लिए हम where का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. Next is why. Why tells us a reason why we are doing something. So why are you going to that place? So we are asking for the reason. And how did you get here? We are asking for the process. कि कोई काम कैसे किया गया है? How was it done? Right? यहाँ पर I would also like to add one more. That is whom. So if I make a sentence with whom did you invite to the party?
Ma'am, whom
Yes.
am I talking with? Is it correct?
Absolutely correct. Whom am I talking with? Okay. अब difference क्या है who और whom में? दोनों ही person है. तो फिर difference क्या है? ये जो person है, the first one who, that is basically क्या बोले उसको, it is in
Subject.
it is the subject. कौन सा केस है? Declarative या nominative? Nominative या assertive? Okay, let's say subject. Okay.
This is subject question.
Yeah, this is a subject question, and this is an object.
Object question.
Okay, so ये basically who जो है, I and we. I go to the mall. Just one second, guys. I go to the mall. Me. He called me. I and me, right? So I is assertive and me is nominative. So this is, I think, declarative case or assertive case. ऐसा ही कुछ नाम था. I really forgot it. And whom is our nominative case. So क्या हो रहा है? इसको object की तरह use कर रहे हैं. Whom को object की तरह use कर रहे हैं. Who को subject की तरह use कर रहे हैं. For example, if I say she called yesterday, she called yesterday. She हमारा subject है. So हमारा जो question बनेगा वो बनेगा who called yesterday. She हमारा subject है, इसीलिए उसकी जगह पे who लगेगा. But if I say I called her, I called her, ये जो her है ये हमारा object है. So उसके जगह पर whom लगेगा. क्या बनेगा question? whom did you call? Whom did you call? So calling कौन कर रहा है? You कर रहा है. So you is the subject. Whom is the object of the sentence. So इस तरीके से होता है. Okay. So I hope this is clear, guys. How to form WH questions? Very simple. It's, I think, much more simpler than forming yes or no questions. Yes. Any questions still here?
No.
बताइए. No questions, right? So we will discuss alternative questions and tag questions and other interrogative sentences and indirect questions. So ये सब हम discuss करेंगे in the next class, that is on Sunday. Tomorrow is Saturday, so we will have a holiday, and today evening we will have our speaking class. Okay, so I'll see you guys today evening at 6. Bye bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pro learners, quickly join the Zoom meeting.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, nice background, ma'am. Like color is match with you, ma'am.
Thank you, Amit. So guys, today our topic is articles. Please quickly join the class so I could start. All right, let's start with the first slide. Someone please read. Guys.
Ma'am, slide only show article A का like जो
आर्टिकल ए का उपयोग ऐसी एक वचनगणनीय संज्ञाओं से पहले किया जाता है जो व्यंजन या व्यंजन की ध्वनि साउंड से शुरू होती है. एग्जाम्पल ही, इज और टीचर. यहाँ टीचर में ट का साउंड है जो एक व्यंजन है, इसलिए टीचर के साथ अ आएगा.
Right. So students, I hope you all remember yesterday we learnt the uses of a or n. मैंने white board पे आपको clearly समझाया था where do we use a and where do we use n. I hope you all remember that. Now a and n, also they are articles. Now what are articles? The biggest question. So basically an article is an adjective. And like adjectives, articles modify nouns. Article क्या करते हैं? Noun को modify करते हैं. So in English we have three articles: a, n, and the. Okay. We use these to refer to specific or particular nouns. The का हम use कहाँ करते हैं? To talk about anything particular, anything specific. और n का यूज मैंने आपको कल ही समझाया था. and n is used to modify non-specific or non-particular singular nouns. A ball, a cat, an apple, an elephant. Okay, so we call the the definite article, or a or n indefinite article. When I say definite means something particular, something specific. And when I say indefinite, something non-specific, non-particular. Aniket, you are unmute. Do you want to ask any question? If no, keep yourself on mute. Yes. Okay, so guys, again, articles modify nouns. We have three articles, a, n, the. The is used to refer to any specific or particular noun, and an modify non-specific, non-particular nouns. We call them definite, the definite, and an indefinite articles. Now in this slide, what we are learning ऐसे एक वचन means we are using it with countable noun with consonant sound. Articles का use हमेशा sounds के साथ होता है. If any word has a consonant sound, we will use a. For example, teacher. T is a consonant noun sound. So he is a teacher. वहीं पे मुझे बोलना है he is a lawyer. L is a consonant sound, right? Any questions, guys? Because we do not have any other explanation slide. This is all we have got. Now, if I talk about vowel sounds, जो words vowel से start होते हैं, वाउ साउंड से स्टार्ट होते हैं उनके साथ हम एन का यूज करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एप्पल, ऑरेंज, umbrella, right? So these words starts with vowel sounds. We use N with these words. Sachin, same problem is going on. You might have network issue. It was the last ride in Ramadan. Yes, Karthik, that is true. Ma'am, can you send pro members joining link through that we can join? Nilesh, no, I cannot send because you have to buy or subscribe. Either you have to buy pro membership, then only you will get the link, or if you subscribe with 150 rupees gems, then only. I cannot share link. Then come the same link. Yes, he is an honest. Kushu, he is an honest person. Bhi aayega aage ya man aayega. Okay. So guys, let's start with the quiz. First quiz slide. Ek lal bag. Please choose the right Hindi sentence. An red bag or a red bag. Now these slides will check how much you have understood the concept of articles. Amit, please answer.
Yes, ma'am. A red bag.
A red bag. So guys, red, R-E-D, red. Red, R is a consonant sound. R is consonant and R is a consonant sound. Red. So we cannot use an red bag. Okay. मैम सब्सक्राइब करने पर प्राइस की स्पेलिंग ठीक करिए मोहन. सीई होता है 1500 है बट पेड करने पर 149.5 रुपीज बता रहा है. मैम इतना कर दे, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती. Alright guys, moving to the next slide. एक ऑरेंज बैग, an orange bag or a orange bag. Choose the right option. Very good. Chinu, Vinod, Abhishek. Very good guys. Incorrect response. It's always show. It always shows होगा यहाँ पे. Tanisha, it always shows wait host to start this meeting. आप किसी और मीटिंग में जा रहे हो मुझे लग रहा है तनीषा. Okay, next we have Aniket, please answer. Ankit,